Hey guys, Agent Whitehawk here. Thanks to everyone who stuck around this long. I decided to put my Q&A thing at the end of this video this time. I only have a few questions, so let's just get to it. The first question is from Punky Girl, who asks, how old are you and how long have you been drawing for? I am 18 years old and I have been drawing seriously for about the last 5 years. 5 years ago is when I started my DeviantART account, and that's when I kind of started to become more serious about my art, although I have been drawing pretty much my entire life, so it has been a long time. The second question is from XX_Eugene_XX, who asks, what's your favorite episode of Steven Universe? I know you watch it! Yeah, I do watch it. It's one of my favorite cartoons ever, really. It's absolutely amazing. But also, why would you ask me this question? It's so difficult. I guess if I had to choose, it would probably be somewhere between the Amethyst arc that comes near the end of Season 3, and also the Jasper arc. Love that. Anything with Savani, and also the most recent Stephen Baum, or the Zoo arc. Those were absolutely wonderful. If I had to choose any kind of standalone episodes, it would probably be anything with Lion too, because Lion is the best, and we don't know anything about him. That's kind of irritating. I can't wait to actually figure out more about Lion. But yeah, Steven Universe, ayy. And for our last question, Tudo asks, what about a video about brush settings? This is actually a really good question, kind of segue into my plans on tutorials and stuff like that. I haven't really put out anything yet, but I do plan on doing that in the future. I'm not super great at making really organized, instructive tutorials, so I'm going to work on doing that a little bit more effectively, because whenever I put out a video like that, I really want it to count. I want it to actually help people and not just be like, oh, look at me drawing this thing. You guys have seen me draw things before. That's not going to help you. But anyway, the ones I'm kind of between right now are going to be like a side tutorial on just general paint tool side things and tricks, a line art, and as Tudo said, brush settings tutorial that just kind of helps people find a good inking middle ground for that inside, because there's so many options inside. I don't even know that many of them. I just use Grape Wolf's settings. And then the last one would be a shading tutorial, which is also kind of dependent upon brush settings, so I would probably actually do brush settings first, because I use the same brush settings I use to ink to also shade if we're talking cell shading, but I would go over the numerous types of shading in that video too, because cell shading is not the only type of shading that you can do. There's so much more. And then there's also just normal kind of painting stuff, which I did get a question about that, but I'm not sure whether they meant painting or like kind of how I tone faces in my drawings, because whenever I cell shade, I usually do kind of like some rosy red tone kind of jazz. A lot of people do that, but I can do a tutorial on that also if you guys want that. So go ahead, comment below which tutorial you guys would like to see first. I would probably do that sometime in February. I have a lot of drawings to do in February, but I'm going to try and up my output. And with that, remember, you can always leave me questions in the comment section. I try to read and reply to all of my questions. Thank you guys again so much for 500 subscribers. It's been great. I'm hoping to put out a lot more content in February. I have a lot of work to do, but I'm going to try and also do that as well. And with that, thank you guys so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing. It's helped this channel grow tremendously. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time.